I'm in the best. Okay, before I can I think? Okay, hi, good morning. My name is Rosalie. If you've never seen me before, nice to have you here. I'm clearly very chipper. I'm in a great mood because they just opened a new dog park, to my surprise, close to my apartment. And it was just one of those mornings where it felt like the beginning of a romantic comedy when you and all your neighbors are out at the same time and everybody's like, hey, how are you? How was your trip? How are things? I feel like we've been here for enough time now. And granted, different people take different amounts of time to get comfortable in new places. So definitely don't compare yourself to me. But I feel like we are in a place now where we've been in Dallas for long enough and we've made enough of an effort to feel really comfortable in our local community, and it just feels really nice to feel safe and seen and held and familiar. And yeah, this is just a reminder that happiness doesn't have to be extravagant. Sometimes it just looks like knowing the names of your neighbors and attending a weekly book club. So you gotta hang on to those little things, especially right now. Speaking of which, I will have links in the description for donating to Gaza. I know that especially right now, funds are very, very tight for a lot of people. Please don't feel pressured to give more than you can give. Every dollar counts, so if you do have even just $1, $3, $5 to donate, please know that it is important and it is impactful. But if you don't have the funds to give, definitely just share it, or of course call your representatives, vote when you can, do the things that are important on a regular basis, but even more so right now in such a dire way. If you are confused or unsure at all about what's going on in the world, I definitely recommend utilizing some free resources. I know that not everybody knows where to start and not everybody has access to books and resources. So much of the language involved in learning about the affairs throughout history is protected by barriers to entry. Not everybody has a JSTOR account because not everybody has access to higher levels of education, and so on and so forth. But if you go to your local library, you can get a free library card in most cities, I believe, and your local librarian will be more than happy to help you navigate what books to check out and where to start. So just please never underestimate the power that you have. And that is the end of my soapbox for today. Getting into the video. It is midterm season, and I need to start off this video by saying that I'm a hypocrite, because typically one of my biggest pieces of advice for maintaining my mental health as a college student is trying my very best to submit assignments at least 2 to 3 days early. That way there's no chance of any last minute technical issues getting in the way. There's no risk of me maybe getting sick the day that it's due and not being able to do it, headache, traffic, things of that sort. It feels really good for a due date to come and know that the assignment's already been submitted 48 hours prior. But of course, alas, that is not always the case. It is the day that my midterm is due and I have not started it. But in my defense, that is because I knew that I was going to dedicate an entire day to getting it done today. And I'm so grateful that the midterm I'm doing today is for a class that I am so incredibly passionate about. Like, it has sparked such a big wave of interest in me that I think I always knew was there, but didn't feel validated in exploring because of the relationship that I have with my Latinidad. Thankfully, this isn't going to be some kind of impossible feat where I'm cramming at the last minute to learn everything and then apply it. I have been reading my textbook like it's a romance novel. It is definitely much more tedious and it is not as sexy, but I have found that for this specific class, which is my Mexican American Studies class, focusing on the 1930s to the current era, Chicano liberation and first generation struggles are something that are discussed so deeply, and that has just been so incredibly validating. I can't think of another word for it. It's been really beautiful to feel like I can thoroughly represent the history of my culture and of my people, and definitely not the way that a historian could, but it makes me feel really empowered that I can tell the stories of my ancestors a little bit better now, and I can understand where I come from a little bit better now, and the struggles of even my parents and everybody that I love. So that's been really cool. And with that being said, I'm fully familiar with the material up to this point, so getting this midterm done should be a pretty doable task. With that being said though, mental health is an overall theme of this channel as a reflection of my life. I am somebody that lives with CPTSD and a couple other diagnoses, and one of the ways that that shows up for me in my everyday life is struggling with focus, which I think can be said for a lot of people. I think generally I mean, maybe this is too much of a blanket statement, but I think all college students, all people living in this digital age struggle with focus to some degree. So I thought it could be helpful to do a vlog showing you how I time batch, the methods that I use for studying, for understanding text, for absorbing it, for making sure that my brain is not getting fried, and for taking care of myself outside of an academic setting to make sure that I'm performing my best in an academic setting. Not solely for that purpose, but you know, as a benefit of it. And then I thought that after this very long, very tedious day, we could do some self-care together and go through some practices that I like for winding down, disconnecting, and showing myself appreciation for the hard work that I put in. Yeah, Rosalie the college student. So happy midterm season. If you are also in school, if you're thinking about going back to school, you can do it. You know how I feel about that. If you're curious about it, if you are an adult in the workforce with a little bit or no college experience, I have a video on that I recently uploaded. It is right here if you want to check it out. Long story short, I believe in you so deeply, but also education is not the only path to success. So this is a safe space for you, and I'm really excited to get this done because, again, I'm so passionate about this particular class, which I'm thankful for, because if this was like a statistics midterm, this would be a completely different conversation we were having, truly. Thank you for listening to me chatter. Kind of just comes with the territory of having a conversation with me, or I guess a one-sided conversation in this case. Let's go ahead and start by setting some ambiance. I'm a whore for like fall ambiance, jazz, background things on YouTube. We're gonna light some candles and just get it feeling really cozy in here. And then I think we'll start with an hour time block and go from there. So thanks for being here. I don't know what all this is about, but thank you for being here. Let's do the thing. Do the damn thing. Yes, my apartment is a mess because I am just a girl, okay? And I have had a crazy past couple of days, and I'm just human. And every time I clean this apartment, it just gets messy 6 hours later. Especially when you have 2 pets. I'm done explaining myself. I'm interrupting this aesthetic broadcast to share with you that it has been 15 minutes and my screen is blank. I have taken some photo booth photos and texted my bestie. It's been an hour. I feel like I just got into a good groove of being able to focus, but I'm actually really proud of what I've been able to come up with so far. I'm halfway through my midterm and I feel really good about it. I also just feel so worked up. As I said, I'm so passionate about this, so when I'm writing about it, I can just feel myself get into this state of flow and this state of the way that I would imagine like a lawyer feels when they're trying a case that they deeply believe in. That is a really extreme example, but I just get so worked up, and I really hope that comes across to my professor. Please give me an A. But first things first, I have to pee, so I'm gonna do that. And then typically when I take a break, I like to do something that involves standing, since I've been sitting for such a prolonged period of time. I'm sorry about this leaf. It's kind of an awkward placement, but my fall decor is still up. So depending on the needs of the day, that can look like going for a walk, getting the dishes done, doing some chores around the house like laundry, yoga, or just working on a creative project. Like right now in particular, I'm doing a cozy cold weather outfit inspiration short form content series on my Instagram, which has been really fun. And I think I'm gonna do some filming for that right now. Typically the time frames that I put in between my studying blocks are anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I'll give myself a lunch break of an hour. This time I think I'm gonna do 30 minutes because I did get a little bit of a later start today, which is okay. My body needed the rest. I'm not gonna be upset about it, but that just means that I have to adjust accordingly. It actually so happens that it's about the time when my dog goes for her afternoon potty. So I think we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get some filming done. I really try to have my breaks be complete opposite to what my workflow is like. So like in this case, if I'm doing a written paper for academic purposes, in my break time, I'm gonna do something maybe more tactile, like playing with clay or getting some fresh air or dancing to a 10-minute upbeat playlist. Something that is the complete opposite and activates a different part of my brain, I think. I think it's a different part of my brain, but you get the sentiment. I'm very proud of myself for remaining seated and getting into a good groove, because it took me quite a long time. Halfway through that hour, I was like, I really don't think I can do this, but I ended up getting into a good flow. So If you're struggling to focus, keep it pushing, pushing. The trees are trying so hard to change colors. Look at her go. She's a star. Look at that one. So pretty. These ones too. I love when her little paws crunch the leaves. Oh, this is just the best time of year. Okay, that was so embarrassing. We, meaning Roxy and I, went and found a staircase to shoot content in. I hate that word, it's so embarrassing, but to shoot a video in, to shoot this outfit in. Yes, Roxy's a paid actor, she will be compensated with treats, but an alarm started going off in the stairwell, so I'm like sweating under all these clothes. I'm so nervous that someone's gonna walk by, and then the alarm goes off and I'm like, oh my god. And then I was like overthinking. I was like, did I set the alarm off? Because there was fire hydrants and stuff in there, and I was like, I really don't think that I did. I literally was just like sitting on the stairs. And then as soon as we walked out, it stopped going off, and I was like, oh my god, did my building security see me in the stairwell and do that just to get me out? Oh, that was so embarrassing. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's just like, damn, I'm just out here with social anxiety trying to be creative, and this is what happens. Woo, I'm sweating. Okay, let's pay the girl. Let's pay her. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Okay, Roxy first because she worked. Good girl. Here you go, Eddie Papa. Here you go. Take it from me. Don't be rude. Sir. Here you go. I have fueled my body. I have had a lunch. I have changed into a big comfy t-shirt because I worked up a sweat on my walk. I'm ready to get back to work, and I have one thing to say. It is way too early for my apartment to be getting this dark. And I'm trying to embrace it. I've got every candle we have in this apartment lit. I've got the ambiance going, but it is a little challenging. The depression might start depressioning, I fear. I don't know, but let's go ahead and time block an hour. I think I should be able to finish my midterm in like 30 minutes. And then I have another assignment to do after this, which is like an article reflection type thing. So hopefully I can get these done soon because my apartment is such a mess and it's really stressing me out. But it's okay. Everything will get done when it needs to get done. I could very easily just come on here and act like I'm so chill and this isn't stressing me out. But A, I did this to myself. And B, this is reality. In my opinion, it's much more effective to show you the ways in which my brain operates naturally and then demonstrate how I combat some of the anxiety or kind of the frantic nature that it tends to lean towards. So it is okay that I'm stressed out. Yes, I put myself in this position. Hopefully you have not put yourself on a tight schedule. I can't turn back time. I can only control what I do from this point forward. And what I can promise myself is that I will spend an hour of dedicated, undistracted time. I have fueled my body with food and water and sunshine. Well, as much sunshine as we're getting these days because it's a little gloomy. I have a safe home to study in. I have a quiet home to study in, and I'm so grateful for that. And then at the end of this, I'm gonna make myself a lovely little warm soup, put on a little face mask, and read a book. That sounds lovely. So let's get to work, shall we? The midterm is complete. I'm very happy with it. I have one more assignment to take care of today, which is not related to the midterm, but I need to take care of it today. However, it's time for another break. I need to tidy up. I say this in so many of my videos, but I really tried to implement little 15-minute cleanups throughout the week to help keep the house in order. That way I'm not having to spend every single Sunday doing a deep clean. Instead, I just chip away at those things every single day whenever I can in small portions, and it gives me a lot of my time back. And it also just helps with mental clarity. I think I need to step away from my screen for a little bit and get my body moving, stand up a little bit, drink some more water, and then I'm gonna come back and tackle the rest of what we have to get done. So I apologize if I'm sounding redundant at this point. I feel like my brain is getting a little bit fried. We definitely don't want that. Let's go take a break, clean up our space, and come back stronger.
Every single year, but I've seen like Hallmark stuff.
now that the apartment is clean, it is so crazy. It never fails to amaze me how much of a difference it makes in the apartment to do just a small clean, and how much of a boost in my mood it gives me. I feel like I could take on the world right now, but I only have to take on an assignment. So let's do that. This is the face of a girl who tried her best today and was about to get some self-care. Let's do the damn thing. You know what time it is. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Okay.
You, all of me, intertwined.